Jazzmaster.
Yeah, baby.
Many sounds with one guitar. Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Hey everyone, Chris here.
Hi, my name is Guillaume. Welcome to Thomann's Guitars and Basses and to yet another iteration of a video where we try to do many sounds with one guitar. Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Add in post. Today, Chris and I will be talking about the Fender Jazzmaster.
Yeah, baby.
Guitar that was made to master jazz, but it hasn't worked for me, so I'm going to use fuzz. The Jazzmaster is one of those shapes that somehow just merged into a lot of genres, a lot of styles of playing where it wasn't necessarily expected for. You know, the place that the telly had for a long time on more alternative and rock and roll music. Like the Jazzmaster became both kind of a symbol of that alternative indie scene as much as it found its place into like metal with the Jim Root signature among many other people who used that offset. Really like one of the first like mainstream, if not the first mainstream.
It's the daddy
offsets.
or mommy of all other like similar guitars. So many brands found this inspiring and made their own offset guitar. This is like the thing, the OG for sure.
If you're not familiar with the Jazzmaster, on top of the general shape of it and most of the features that are going to be shared across the board by Fender guitars, it has a very specific trem system with the not a string through situation, but a top mount string with a plate that basically bend. To have the strings move across those very specific saddles. That on top of a completely different circuit for those wide wound single coil.
Like flat but really wide wound singles. So they have a bigger, warmer sound. Oh sure. Sorry.
No, all good, all good. They have a bigger, warmer sound, which you can make warmer by having basically dual control over what's happening in the guitar. So that's your traditional layout. If you have seen a Tele or a Strat in your life, that's volume, tone, and a selector switch from neck and bridge, and just bridge. On top of that, you have that situation up there, which is basically just this little toggle gives you give those controls control. And if you switch it up, this is very difficult to phrase correctly, so bear with me. If you switch it up, those are completely inactive, and the two little spoke wheels that you have on top take control.
The thing is that if you switch this up, this section will always sound much warmer, much woolier. It's your jazz tone thing, or like a kind of a humbucker-esque kind of tone. It's just a different vibe. We'll show it.
This is volume and this is tone. So you can switch real quick between the whatever settings you've got there for your rock and roll and go to jazz up here, or the other way around.
If you're not familiar with this format, we did a lot of these videos for Strats, Teles, humbucker guitars, whatever. This is where we have like different rounds, like clean, crunch, more like blues rock gain, and then maybe an extra round. You're free to do whatever you want round. And we'll see who comes up with the cooler sound.
It's usually me, so you know, if you can keep that in mind throughout that video. Let's talk about clean tones, shall we?
Alrighty, you start. cannot help myself but think of the term you used for my clean tones, which was plain Jane.
Plain Jane. Technically, I have a boost.
Wow.
I'm gonna be fully honest. Since that guitar sits in my head, at least a little in between my usual offering of guitars with like Strats and Tellys and whatnot, this is punchier, but brighter, less sitting in between when it comes to like mid-range and all. And I didn't quite know what to do with my drives. My drives were either too drivey or not drivey enough.
Yeah.
And so it's a weird place because obviously this is one of the guitar shapes that I have the least amount of hours on, I'd say. So it sounded good as is.
Yeah, like
It was
not need
very
any help.
chewy, like closer to the Telly in that respect. But so just a little bit of boost. I had the Valkbook space time and some reverb in the amp, and that made me happy. What happened?
We switched
What happened there?
mindsets.
It's Freaky Friday on a Wednesday, most likely.
It's crazy. Yeah, so I did have a dry pedal on. It's not that you need it, but what I love about the Jazzmasters tone, clean tone especially, is that chewiness. That wait, let me turn off the drive and show like.
It's almost quacky.
Yeah, it's like a Strat but sweeter. If you know what I mean, more low end or something wider about the frequency range or something. And I love to exaggerate that. Like I love to put a tiny bit of drive on that, which is still kind of clean, especially on the neck pickup, but starts to become crunchy, like in a country rock kind of way on the bridge pickup. And that just gives you instantly a lot of different options. You can still do funk, you can still do surfy kind of stuff. It's not really gainy. It's just, it has a little bit of a punch and hair on top of the tone, but that chewiness and bigness, that is just, I think, the ultimate single coil guitar, because you can kind of make it sound like a Tele or a Strat in a way, or get close enough to get away with it, but it just gives you more of most of the frequencies.
I'm curious about something. This is my, I'm going to keep the same boost and reverb and delay, and I'm just going to switch from that control panel to that control panel with the tone turned off, just to see if I can go full jazz or not.
Tone turned up is going to be super dark.
I like dark.
Okay. Yeah, so the tone is like super dark. This one. So I would keep these on max, and then you have like from this. I remember hunting that chewy, awesome neck pickup tone with my Strat for so many years.
There you go. It has been hunted. What you needed is a Jazzmaster.
Yeah, exactly. No one told me that. That tone is closer to like really awesome, famous Strat people.
100%.
Chewy neck tone
100%.
than what is like doable with like any random Strat.
Yeah.
Without the right pickup, the right guitar, the right drive, the right amp.
Absolutely.
This just does it instant.
I'm pretty sure that's not super far off.
Because it's bigger, chewier, sweeter, rounder. It's just like, oh, perfect.
Too gainy. This is not a lesson as to how to play that riff with the right sound. All I'm saying is it's there.
Yeah, that vibe is just awesome. It's
You may also have noticed that I only use the neck pickup. This is a disease that I carry throughout those videos because I'm a neck pickup boy.
What's funny about these videos, most people who complain in the comments, which is more than welcome, please do so, say like, oh, this is just a pedal demo or like a pedal show off or whatever. Yeah, well, we could choose 5 different amps to get 5 different tones. It's
just
awesome.
Like, just like you have at home.
You know? Yeah.
Your 5 amp setup.
Most people don't have 5 awesome amps for 5 different styles, but you might have a modeler where you can swap amps or pedal models. And if you want to keep it traditional, like in terms of rig, pedals are just the easiest way to get very different flavors from a rig.
Yes, indeed.
Right? So that's why we stick to it. You don't have to use 5 different pedals. We'll try not to. I think we are down to like 2 pedals each, or 3 pedals each until now.
Really?
This might stay here, or maybe I just add one more.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe a couple more.
So what I did there is use the same pedal, just
Sound good.
one more gain stacking, like both sides on the King of Blues. And I love this woody, mid-rangey, sort of honky kind of thing because the Jazzmaster gives all the frequencies, like lots of low and real chewy presence. I love to fill up the gap in the middle.
Yeah.
And that is just literally an ideal blues rock, blues, pop, like rock, pop, rock, whatever kind of tone. You can get away with a lot of styles with just a nice sort of sweet and mid-rangey drive paired with Jazzmaster.
Embracing the whole spectrum of the guitar and not just trying to make it sound like a Strat either.
Yeah, no, it's the opposite actually. Yeah.
Now watch me transform that guitar into a humbucker guitar.
Oh, please.
Midwest's happy emo.
Happy emo.
But from the eastern part of the Midwest. I'm trying to embrace my inner sort of math indie guy.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's fun because it's not as harsh as a Strat bridge.
Yeah.
It's not as mid sort of in your face as a Tele bridge. It doesn't rock as much, but it offers so much more that on the more harmonic side of things, when you're gonna go on to like weird, those kind of intervals, it still rings quite true, and I really, really like that. This is a rock tone that I'd very much enjoy with that guitar specifically, like the Jazzmaster specifically.
Talking of rock tones.
Go on, Daddy. No, sorry. Let's cut this out.
No. And that's where the upper section makes so much sense.
Taking out a bit of that
neck pickup, like conk, conk, conk.
Yeah.
It does, instead of king, 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 it does conk, conk, conk. Got it? Sorry. I mean, a really good drive pedal like the Kraken or a nice high gain amp is kind of necessary, but the guitar does exactly what it should be doing, and it's not like you need to take care of it being too harsh or too mid-rangey or too muddy. It's perfect. It has its tone, but it's cutting like a
Indeed.
like a katana.
one thing that starts to be pretty evident at that stage of that gain stage, that if you go for a traditional Jazzmaster, there's a lot of string behind the bridge.
Yeah,
And that
yeah.
string is going to resonate, and the more gain you add to it, the more of those like sort of parasitic resonance you're going to have. So if you want the traditional Jazzmaster and the traditional circuit, I'd recommend foam padding, putting like just a little bit of like a sponge or black foam, whatever you want underneath the strings there to dampen that resonance. Otherwise, there's heaps of variations of the Jazzmaster shape and pickup and all that, where you can have a
fixed bridge
like
or whatever,
bridge or like one of the Strat type synchronized trems where you don't have that much string hanging behind.
You guys take it, let us know in the comments below who won which round, because we had clean-ish, crunch, and high gain.
Competition.
Yeah, well, kind of. You know, it's a challenge.
It's okay. I'm confident.
Life is a challenge.
I love you guys. I
yeah,
really
you
do.
just wanna
You be
buy
good.
your votes.
Be good. Be safe.
Yeah.
Be happy. I wish you all the best. Chris, on the other hand, told me earlier that you're like, if I were you.
Cut it. Goodbye, everyone. See you down there in the comments and let me know why I won. Thank you.
He said. Bye.